Hi, my name is Shannon Smith, and today we are here to discuss gender parity. Ingersoll Rand approached me and asked me to help them with an initiative that they want to integrate into their corporation. The idea is that they want to have gender parity by 2030. So let's please watch this video and discover what gender parity is, and I will give them some ideas of how to reach gender parity by 2030. As the video showed, the path to gender parity is not easy. The first step is recognizing that there is an issue. Ingersoll Rand has taken the first step and recognized the issue, but they need direction on how to implement a new policy change and what should be in that new policy. I am recommending that they utilize authentic leadership to implement some changes in the organization. Please listen as Bill George, author of True North and developer of Authentic Leadership, speaks about the quality of authentic leadership.
Today, the Gallup polls show that only 18% of the American people trust the values and ethics of business leaders. The only ones who are ahead of are politicians. Why is that? It's because we're not behaving in authentic ways. We got caught up with the charismatic leader, and we chose charismatic leaders instead of character-based leaders. We favored people with a great image instead of people who had practiced integrity all their lives. And we favored style over substance. Well, if you put the emphasis on charisma, on image, and on style, why are you surprised when you don't get character, you don't get integrity, and you don't get substance? And I think we need to change the criteria we're selecting leaders for, because people know who is authentic and who is not. In our study of 125 leaders that led to my book, True North, they were very authentic people. People know they're authentic when they meet them. And if you're working for a leader you can't trust, you'll never give them your heart. You'll never do your best work. So authenticity becomes key because you have a sense of a person's purpose, why they're leading and where they're leading. They practice their values every day. If you can't trust the values of someone on and off the job, you don't want to work for them. And they know how to build long-term connected relationships. And you know you can count on them. They have the self-discipline to show up, to be there, to deliver against their commitments.
The next recommendation that I am making to Ingersoll Rand is to partner with Paradigm for Parity. This is an organization working with corporations to help them attain gender parity. They have 5 steps that help organizations make a transition to a company with better gender parity. The first recommendation is to minimize or eliminate unconscious bias. Ingersoll Rand needs to have training on unconscious bias at all levels of the organization and ensure that their leaders address any bias issues that they see. The second step is to significantly increase the number of women in senior operating roles. The full target for gender parity should be 50-50. However, an excellent starting point is 70% men and 30% women. Ingersoll Rand needs to review their open positions and see if they can currently fill these roles with qualified women. The third step is to create and measure targets and to communicate how successfully the company is meeting their goals at all levels of the organization. The fourth step is to give men and women control over how they work. Many women and men appreciate flexible hours or telecommuting so that they can better balance their work and home lives. The fifth step is to identify women of potential and give them both a sponsor and a mentor. Lastly, I am recommending that Ingersoll Rand review their recruiting process. Paradigm for Parity does not address recruiting methodologies. However, in order to encourage women to apply for jobs at Ingersoll Rand needs to send women to recruiting locations such as colleges and job fairs. The women representing Ingersoll Rand need to be capable of answering questions of maternity leave and work-life balance. In summary, when Ingersoll Rand develops their new policy, they need to communicate it authentically. It is known that when companies have diversity well managed, then productivity and the quality of work life improves. So do stock prices. If the CEO of Ingersoll Rand communicates this message and the new policies compellingly and authentically, he will reap the rewards of gender parity.